You don't need to go to Niagara Falls when you can eat some Brian balls.
What's going on, NASCAR diecast collectors and diecast reviewers on YouTube? This is Original Big Bri here, the diecast news guy, and today I'll be bringing you guys with another Wave 11 diecast review from 2018. So without further ado, let's go and start the diecast review of Kasey Kahne's 2018 Fire Department of New York Foundation car. What a random release we got, and yet we got ourselves a fourth consecutive Kasey Kahne car released in NASCAR Authentics. I know last year was an unfortunate end to Kasey Kahne's career due to health issues, but for diecast wise, it's looking really great for NASCAR Authentics, guys. This was a car I was not expecting to be released in NASCAR Authentics, but Lionel, I love you with your surprise, and this one was definitely a surprise in my books. But there is the rest of the packaging if you guys look forward to see that, and the rest of Wave 11, which I believe is at your retailers, even though I'm a little behind reviews, so who knows when I'm uploading this. But with that in mind, guys, let's go ahead and unbox this car and take a closer look at the Kasey Kahne Fire Department New York car. Alrighty, guys, we got the diecast out of its box, and before we get things started on this Kasey Kahne Fire Department New York Foundation Chevrolet Camaro ZL1, you guys know what time it is. It is time to show the little accessory that comes with this, and it is the magnet. It's a really colorful and intriguing magnet that we got right here. Of course, shout out to anybody out there who knows anybody who works in the fire department, especially of New York, and so that's pretty cool, man. I like how all the logos are displayed. It's very uniformed and everything's all horizontal, so pretty cool right there. So great for people who have really bad OCD, like my friend Racer 2011. Shout out to him. He's my crazy old friend that I've known for 8 years now, almost 9 now, guys, counting this year. Yeah, whew. We have been friends for quite a while, my friend. But anyways, guys, on to that. We got the diecast, and what can I say, guys? Really random release, but I can't complain. It's just the best looking Kasey Kahne car that we've got? Probably not. There are some changes that I would like to see. They already made a lot of changes to this, to the paint scheme compared to last year's, especially the fonts of the 95. But yeah, that's my problem with this car. The font I don't mind, but just I feel like there should be more black. Because from a distance, even if you squint a little bit, you could have a hard time, finding that 95. It's still there, you can see it, but just it doesn't stand out. It really doesn't. So I feel like there should be a darker outline, a darker or maybe even thicker outline around where the black is on the 9. Other than that, I think the paint scheme looks okay. Gotta get a quick shout out to another diecast YouTuber who definitely deserves a lot of attention. Diecast Buffet. He did a review on this car. Well, I know his name now. Yeah, give him a quick shout out to Garrett. I'll probably provide a link in the channel, but you guys might probably have heard of him. But he set a good example to describe this car. He literally just said it straight up looks like a children's coloring book, and on further analysis, it kind of does. If they're trying to go for, the kid-friendly or trying to make this paint scheme look like, trying to bring the inner kid out of you, I guess it works. Probably not the most appropriate sponsor, but pretty cool. As you guys see right there, we got the NASCAR Salutes logo, so he did drove this around the summertime-ish, I believe, at Pocono. Usually they usually sponsor the Pocono June race, from what I know. As you guys can tell, there is a lot going on with this car, with the paint scheme. The paint scheme is definitely a lot more different compared to the Michael McDowell car, which was canceled in the 1/64 scale from 2 years ago. And this was also a DMP as well, so for the 1/64. So glad to see Lionel was able to get this car produced. Although I got a feeling that I got a feeling before this car was released, I was like, all right, they're gonna release one more Kasey Kahne car. It's gonna be his last ride car. Well, we're not getting the last ride on throwback car ever for the 2018 waves. Maybe for 2019, but those people are gonna complain and be like, oh, I want 2019 cars in 2019 waves. Well, 2019 cars are going to be a little late, my pal, so. But, yeah, back to the subject, guys, with Kasey Kahne. Also another quick shout-out to Race Craze 95. I know I'm giving a lot of shout-outs in this video, guys, but there's a like I said, I mean, just like the paint scheme, there's a lot going on when I got to talk about this car. So, yeah, I mean, shout out to all those, to everybody else who's watching as well, if you're a big Kasey Kahne fan. But just, yeah, guys, this is really cool. Another cool feature I like about this car, that right there, the keep back 200 feet. I think that's very creative. I love with sponsors to do something like that. So, really, I mean, goes really well for the back bumper. All right, now time to tell you guys a funny story. You guys know I do the 24 hours, you know, every year. So, actually, no, wait, that was that's gonna save time for another story. Let's just say when I was telling my good friend Derek Lewis about this car, let's just say I said something a little oopsie daisy when I told him I got Wave 11, and he's like, "Brian, what you got?" I was like, "Oh, I got, you know, the crappy Truex car, I got the Lana car," and you won't believe what I said about this car. I told him I got the firefighter truck car. He literally just dropped dead on the floor, and I just heard laughter after that. And then I realized what I said. I was like, "Oh God, I'm a dipshit. I'm a dumbass." Yeah, I mean, guys, if you ever want a good laugh, I mean, feel free to, you know, add me on Skype or Google Hangouts or even Discord. I mean, I come off as a shy guy at first, but once you get to know me, I'm one crazy goofball. But anyways, guys, I mean, enough of me with that story time or those stupid comments by Mr. LaFleur Jr. This is a nice car. This is a really nice looking car. I will admit. I mean, like I said, random, but could use some touch-ups on the paint scheme. I mean, some people might not like this paint scheme, but and man, I almost wrapped up the diecast through that comparison. Well, this won't be the best comparison, but this is probably close to one I can find. It's a WRL General Contractor's car, so I mean, yeah, I mean, I only kind of compare these two because they're kind of similar in the paint scheme. There's a WRL Contractor's car, and there is the FDNY Foundation car. And I am going to lift the camera up a little bit so I can show you guys my favorite view of the comparisons, the side-by-side view. So really nice, even though the American NFL logo is wonky on that, but Lionel quality. And just overall, guys, I mean, it's just me. Also, the 95 kind of shrunk a little bit on this paint scheme. Kind of does. Yeah, I think the 95 shrunk. That or I'm just going crazy. Either way, makes sense. And but yeah, that's the only thing that's similar about these two cars, is that they both have the same style and color. So yeah, not the best comparison, but you know, it's better than nothing, I guess. So yeah, like I just mentioned, guys, get this car. I think it's kind of worth it. Very random, but still get it regardless. Hoping we get the last ride car soon, but man, what a great year it was for Kasey Kahne NASCAR diecast. But just yeah, and feel free to comment below anything else you guys got to say about this diecast, as I'm about to wrap up this diecast review of the Kasey Kahne 2018 FDNY Foundation Chevrolet for the Levine Family Racing Team. If you guys enjoyed this diecast review along with other NASCAR Authentics diecast reviews, then feel free to take a second, all right? Don't hold your breaths, but just take a second and just hit that subscribe button and that bell icon so you guys can stay up to date on these hopefully entertaining diecast reviews, diecast news, and many more. But until then, guys, this is originally Brian, the diecast news guys, and well, the diecast news guy. And I will be signing off for now, and I will catch you guys in another diecast review for NASCAR Authentics.